Hello everyone, welcome to Triple G, Gain, Grow with Gustavo. And before I start off with my second video, I want to say thank you to everyone who liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also everyone who shared my video. It's much appreciated. Thank you, and let's continue with the video. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go based off the first investment that I spoke about in my first video, which was a certificate of deposit. Now, how does a certificate of deposit work? Well, essentially, you're putting X amount of money into a federal savings account. Upon doing that, you agree to not touch the money for X amount of time, right? It could be 3 months, 5 years, whatever you put on as a timeline. You agree to not touch that money until the maturity date, and you will receive a fixed interest rate. Usually this interest rate is higher than regular money markets account or savings accounts. Okay, so when you go into a bank, every bank and credit union has a limit deposit amount. When it comes to these limit deposit amounts, it can vary from $250, which is the lowest I have seen, all to the highest of to $25,000. I even seen as high as, I think it was $50,000 at one point. But every bank has a limit deposit amount.
Okay guys, now we're going to look at a couple banks, and the first one we're going to look at is People United Bank, and it will tell you on the left hand side the term dates, so it's from 91 days, or you could choose a 5-year CD, and then in the middle it shows you the interest rate that they will apply towards that CD. Alright, and the next one we're going to look at is Bank of America. It'll tell you similar details in regards to the minimum opening deposit, the term, and the annual percentage yield. Now, if you go to Get Started, you can pick the term. So you can pick from 1 month all the way to 120 months. And the next one we're going to look at is Wells Fargo's. They do have a current special CD rate at 5 months at 0.20%. But if you keep scrolling down, it'll tell you the minimum deposits to open up a CD with them. They have a 3-month term, 6-month term, and their longest term that they have is a 1-year term.
Now, I'm going to show you how it would visually look within an Excel spreadsheet. Now, I have 3 different certificate of deposits, one of them being my actual account, and the other 2 being an example. So let's start off with the one in the far left, a 5-year CD with an interest rate of 0.2% with a deposit amount of $250. Within year 5, you accumulate $2.51 as interest. Right, and now with a 1-year CD at 0.05% with $250 as a deposit, you'll accumulate just 13 cents. Now this might be very little, but you also have to remember that the deposit amount and the interest rate are 2 big factors. And also, whether it is only $250, 13 cents is a lot more than what your typical savings account will provide you, believe me. Now, when it comes to my certificate of deposit, I did a 4-year 1.25% term with a $2,000 deposit. My current balance is $2,085. I'm in the midway of a 3-year to 4-year term right now, so about 3.5 years. I still have a couple more months left, but within the final year, the 4th year, I should have a total of $2,102, just to sum it up. And that's how it would work. All right, guys, so before you go off investing into your certificate of deposit account, you need to talk to yourself and ask yourself, do I need this money in the next 3 months, the next year, in the next 3 years, or in the next 5 years? And if any of those time horizon you say no, then you can invest within that time horizon, whether it's 3 months to 5 years, okay? Now, I did give you an example, right, of $250 at a 1-year term with a 0.05%. Now, before you go and lock in that deposit amount into a CD, you have to be realistic with yourself in regards to when you will actually be needing those funds. Is it 3 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? Whatever the case is, make sure when you do lock in that money into a CD, it aligns with your time horizon, in regards to whatever you need those funds for. It could be for renovating your home, buying a car, or even going out on vacation, okay? The reason why I say this is because CDs do come with penalty fees if you do withdraw early. And usually, from my experience, I did work as a banker, a teller, right, for a bank, and some people would withdraw their money early and get hit with either relatively, the same amount, in my example, the same amount of percentage, which would be 0.05%, or even a little higher. It really depends on the time horizon, right? And it also depends on the situation. So it would be very unfortunate for you to go in there and not knowing this, and then, you're like, oh man, but I needed my money 6 months from now, but I'm locked in a year contract, right? Just make sure you take that into consideration when you start opening up a certificate of deposit account. Okay, so now we're gonna look at my certificate of deposit account, and I scroll down all the way to the bottom, and the last date that it shows on my application is July 12, 2018. That's the furthest it could go back. Now, you see a dividends term of 30 days, average daily balance of $2,035 with 35 cents. And they gave me $2.07. Now, if you keep looking up, it will give you August, right? Obviously, my balance increased, so they applied the interest rate, which was $2.15 in return. Now, these are all monthly returns. As you can see, there's $3.40, $2.16, $1.95, and so on. And the last dividend payment that I received was May 31st, 2020 of $2.19. All right, so you might be asking, why should I invest in a certificate of deposit account? Well, it's not for everyone, but those individuals that, one, hasn't started investing, making their money work for them, and two, very hesitant but want some sort of form of guaranteed money, a certificate of deposit is the way to go. You are guaranteed a return on your investment. No other investment instruments, right, like bonds, the stock market, silver, gold, real estate, REITs, whatever the case is, there is no guaranteed in return. It's just, there isn't. Yes, maybe in real estate, but even to that, until you pay off that mortgage, it's still a liability. Yes, you can rent it out after 2 to 5 years, depends on, the way you approach things, but you're still have to pay the bank for that mortgage, right? Within a certificate of deposit, you're making your money work for you instantly at a guaranteed return rate, okay? And you don't have to worry about the volatility, whether it's going to decrease in value. A CD is going to increase in value, and you're seeing your money work for you rather than you working for your money. So if you're one of those individuals that's hesitant or just wants, a guaranteed return, a certificate of deposit is for you. And I highly suggest, taking that action and going into your local bank or credit union and pretty much looking at their CD rates, and also take into consideration your own timeline, right? When is it that you will need that money? So if you need it a year from now, do something that's a year from now. Don't extend it, okay? Because you do not want to get hit with a penalty fee. So before I end this video, let's go over the main points. And the first one is your timeline. How long can you go without using the money you are investing? The second one is deposit limit. Know the amount you need in order to open a CD account. Every bank has different deposit amounts. And the last one is guaranteed return. CDs have no risk involved. The only risk you are taking is not being able to touch your money and inflation. Now, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching my videos, everyone who liked and subscribed. I hope you guys continue on and supporting the channel. I will be doing weekly videos and posting them up every Sunday. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a nice day. Thank you.